All right, everyone, we're about beyond the sidelines, and today we're doing a bit of a different video. So I'm Trevor, and
I'm Mac.
And today we're going to be analyzing Draymond Green in MMA. This is a full breakdown, full deep dive into Draymond's MMA skills, his talents, how well he would do, and just our overall predictions. Mac here doesn't really know much about MMA, so for those of you watching at home and for him, maybe you guys can also learn a thing or two about MMA.
Yes, sir. I know nothing about MMA. I know Francis Ngannou, right? He was in Fast 9. That's about all I know. But yeah, today we're just going to be examining whether or not Draymond Green, one of the best defenders and one of the best fighters in NBA history, will be, I guess,
in the UFC.
Yeah, he's good enough for the UFC.
So yes, let us begin. So this is kind of just like the overview of everything we're going to be going over. So, everyone at home, you can pull out your pen and paper, start taking some notes. This is everything we're going to go over. First, we're going to start with Draymond's, his attributes, his tangibles, go over his MMA connections, all the connections to the MMA world. Then we're going to actually take a look at his skills, all his fights that he's been in, and then give our overall takes. Okay. And I'm curious what you'll think. Because,
I'm sure I'll have some opinions after the slideshow is over, but yeah.
Let's begin. So Draymond, he is 6'6". He weighs 229 pounds or 103.8 kg for my European friends out there, and has a 7'1" wingspan or 85-inch reach.
I think that'll probably give him some advantages just this way, probably.
And that's what I was very curious about. So what I would believe he would fight in is the light heavyweight class in the UFC. The light heavyweight class is 205 pounds, so he'd have to make a 30-pound weight cut, which might be a little much, but it's been done before. Some fighters do it, and I believe Draymond could. Heavyweight being 250 plus would be probably too much for him, so this is probably the weight class he'd fight in. And then, back to what you're saying about the reach, he would actually be the biggest guy in this division.
Okay.
These are the guys who are the tallest and have the longest reach in the light heavyweight division. First, we got Johnny Walker, who's 6'5", 205 pounds and has an 82-inch reach. And Ryan Spann, a guy I saw live, who's 6'5", also has an almost 82-inch reach there.
What's he doing in that photo?
Dude, he's just singing along to a song.
I think Draymond's got his work cut out for him. Mm-hmm. That picture of Johnny Walker looks pretty questionable there.
Do you know who Johnny Walker is?
No.
Okay.
This dude, he just looks questionable in that picture. Especially the goatee looks a little questionable too. But
he's an interesting fella. The picture kind of says it all. But anyways, these are just some of the biggest guys in the division. And Draymond would technically be the biggest in the division, so he's got a lot of advantages if he were to fight in the UFC.
Okay.
And then the next, just a little picture of Draymond for all of you,
just for reference.
Shows
you how mortifying he truly is. No, have you seen the comparisons of Shrek to not Shrek, Draymond Green and Donkey from Shrek?
What?
Have you not seen this before?
Oh yeah.
wait, it's right here. It's really funny.
That could be his nickname, Donkey Green. Draymond Donkey Green.
That's a crazy nickname.
Just when he's being announced into.
He just snorts.
Gives a little heel.
I think that's a good nickname.
Yeah. Anyways, that's just kind of the general overview. I know we went through that a little fast, but he'd be the biggest guy in the division. So I think that's something to take note of as we go into his skills and just other things about Draymond in the MMA world.
Cool.
So next we got his connections to the MMA world. Some of these I was pretty surprised by. Some of them I didn't I kind of knew about already. I don't know if you'll know these guys, but so the first one we got, this one could be a potential training partner. This fighter, Kevin Holland, he said these comments about Draymond after he punched Jordan Poole. He said, "Props to that guy. I like it. Don't apologize, man. Fuck it. Sometimes tough love is the best love. Punch that motherfucker. Don't be soft, Sometimes a good punch is good for you. I'm in a fighting sport. Of course I'm gonna say that. Sometimes a good punch is good for you. A good punch should not kill anybody, so you're good to go."
That is the kindest way to say fuck Jordan Poole. That punch was. That was the kind. But I don't even know what to say. That's got to be a legendary quote. Punch that motherfucker. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this would already be a great sparring partner for Draymond Green. I think that he's already on Draymond Green's wave of punching.
I mean, they seem to be on the same like mentality wise about punching people. So
Absolutely.
I mean, that's definitely a good thing.
No, I think we're off to a good start here.
Yeah, and Kevin Holland, obviously being a great. I mean, I guess his main style is Kung Fu, but he's also a pretty good Jiu-Jitsu guy as well. So that would lead us into like his camp here, where he learned Jiu-Jitsu at Team Letter Jiu-Jitsu. These are just some of the other guys that Draymond would be able to become associated with, who work with Kevin Holland himself. And I do have a link here. I can't remember what exactly I linked to, but oh yeah, okay. So this is Kevin Holland. I put this in for you so you can become acquainted with the guy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's got some good finishes. He's there's some of his jiu-jitsu as well. And then his next partner,
Jake Paul.
I don't know if you knew this. Jake Paul is maybe gonna have an MMA debut sooner or later. He
Really?
signed with I don't know if you've heard of the PFL, which is the Professional Fighters League.
I only know Jake Paul because he fought
Nate Robinson. Yeah.
the greatest NBA fighter of all time.
That's actually technically true. Nate Robinson is the greatest NBA fighter at this moment.
And also because of you can't forget Team 10 and shout out Nick Crompton.
Of course.
Everyone's though.
Yeah. But I mean, Jake Paul and Draymond do have had some interactions. This was after also the Jordan Poole incident. Jake Paul said these comments about Draymond, with Jake Paul saying, "Gotta get Draymond Green in the boxing ring." And Draymond, "I got $10 million for you to get in the ring on the next his promotion's pay-per-view. Who do you want?" And so I would say I don't know if they're exactly friendly, but I mean, it's kind of a start. It's not exactly negative either.
I would pay to see Draymond Green.
I would too.
Fight. Like I would go watch that live. Like that would be the fight of the century. So I think he's onto something.
Yeah, and then I also another YouTube link, mystery link, because I made this a week ago. Forgot what. Oh, it's Jake Paul knockouts. So Jake Paul's been doing his thing in boxing. So
Is he actually a good fighter?
He's had some fights. Like this is a MMA guy that he knocked out. Absolutely slept them.
At least scripted.
It's a good question. I'm not sure.
I didn't know he was tatted like that.
No, he's cool looking, to be honest. Like I like his tats.
Enemy number 1.
Yeah, so this is his first, I know connections. I mean, we looked over maybe some of the positives, some people he trained with, but he also has some enemies in the MMA world. The first one being the notorious Conor McGregor. Going into the Floyd Mayweather fight, like a Conor's boxing fight, Conor pulled up in a jersey of Warrior player CJ Watson. Draymond thought it was him, and so he wrote in an Instagram comment, "We rockin' with Floyd, bro, not you. Take that off, bruh." And then Conor McGregor responded, "That's CJ Watson, mate. I don't know who the fuck you are. No disrespect though, kid. Keep hustling and stay in school. Now ask yourself why I'm rocking CJ when I don't know or give a fuck about basketball. I dribble heads off the floor, not a ball. There's no game here, kid."
Damn.
I know, it's kind of cold.
I remember when this happened too. I remember this was like pretty big news on ESPN.
Yeah.
Like ESPN was like blowing it like way out of proportion. But no, Conor rocked like Draymond's shit on this, and I think he totally won.
Yeah, it is pretty hard to beat Conor McGregor
in terms of internet fight.
Yeah,
they won this.
Yeah,
or Conor won this one, but I would love to see this.
Honestly, have you seen Conor McGregor lately? He's
Not really.
basically on steroids right now.
Seriously?
I can show you a picture.
Isn't he like 5?
I don't know if
8 or something, or 5'7"? I don't know. He's not that tall, right?
No, he's like 5'8" or something like that. Kind of just telling this picture, but like he's huge right now
Holy
compared to
shit.
like how he was.
He looks different.
I know.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's big. He's swole right now. He might. It's not confirmed he's on steroids, but I mean he very well could be on the juice right now.
It kind of looks like he is.
Yeah. So that's his first enemy, and I also came across a second enemy when I was making this in my little research. Samuel Monin. I had no idea who this was. You most likely do not, because this guy's like nobody. He's just some jiu-jitsu guy, but he trained with Rudy Gobert.
Ooh.
Rudy Gobert was getting that jiu-jitsu work.
Rudy Gobert got training and he still got put in a headlock?
I know. And I think that something could be said there about Draymond's just natural ability, his natural MMA abilities. Because, I mean, if Rudy had, like, training like this, he shouldn't have let it happen in the first place.
Rudy got bitched in that fight, if I'm being honest.
I think so. He clearly didn't put enough work in with this guy.
I think this guy just needs to show Draymond the hands, and he needs to show him what his training's all about. But, yikes. Rudy, it looks like he was putting in the work, too.
I know, and so it's just kind of surprising there.
I guess so.
And then, I think that's all the connections. So next we got analyzing his actual skills. So now we're going to watch some of Draymond Green's best moments in fighting, at least. All right, so the first one.
I remember this one.
Yeah, that was an illegal kick there. It looked like he was going maybe for some sort of like jumping roundhouse kick, but just
I think he
missed there.
I think he had great form on that kick there. You know, I think he swung his leg up pretty high.
Yeah.
I think he played it off pretty casually. You know, obviously Steven Adams was in some pain. I don't know. I think
the only problem is it's an illegal strike. You can't be doing that. This one definitely did a lot of damage. It's just, you know, the only thing is like this would be illegal. He'd be penalized for this one, which is that's the only problem.
We can't have that.
I know we can't have that. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weak move.
It is a pretty shitty move.
We can't have that. Sorry.
He just walks off though like nothing happened.
What's this one?
Oh, I think this is you got into it with James Harden a little bit. Yeah.
The beard just plays. That was kind of cold.
Oh, it's just
It's the same
one. Yeah, I don't really know what to make of the James Harden one, to be honest. Maybe it'll go back to it after repeating this one for the second time or for fifth time. Oh, here we go. Okay, so he gives a little a shove there, posts up on his shoulder. That's all he does.
How would you analyze that one, sir?
So if we're to go back a little bit,
I think is that a clean push? Is that allowed?
No, that's definitely clean. The only problem is he didn't do much with it after that. Like he got the post here like that.
I feel like he pushed and he didn't he didn't really do much after that to instigate. So
yeah, I know. Like after a push, usually you're trying to like set up something. Like if you're like to push off on someone, you're usually trying to set up maybe like a body shot or like just like something else, like another type of like punch or kick or something like that. But the problem is he got the post. He was able to create some distance. He just didn't do anything after that.
Okay, we calling it a weak move then?
For the most part, just because if he can learn how to maybe like throw something after that, I think that's pretty like he got like a good like hand there. But other than that, nothing really. It was kind of lame after that. Yeah. Clearly threw James Harden off too. I mean, he got some distance.
A little surprised.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh wow.
Against Kawhi. Another one there. He has no problem grabbing like people, like getting.
Yeah, that was a rough tug.
Yeah, usually like when you're scrapping, sometimes it can be hard to like maybe like if you want to control, you could try to grab someone's like arms or like grab someone's head, right? He had no problem doing it here in the basketball game, so I don't doubt he would have any problem doing it in MMA. So I would say this one's a good clip. Could show that he has some talented, maybe like he would be talented grappling for sure.
Being able to grab the arm while both people are in midair.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. That is very impressive.
That's a very tough thing to do.
Oh
wow! On Iman Shumpert? What did he do wrong? Oh wow!
Oh wow! Yeah.
How would you look on that one? I thought that was pretty clean, honestly.
That was a pretty clean strike on that one, actually.
Clean hit to the face.
Yeah. I don't know if it did much damage though. I mean, it had Iman leaning, but then again, I mean, it is basketball. Could have been flopping a little bit. If we go back here,
it looked like it went straight to the neck, maybe. Not so much to the face.
No, I mean it
I think it got face. I think it got
it got kind of like clean right on his chin there. It clearly rocked his head back. Oh, wow. So I mean it I think the power of Draymond Green is shown here mostly. Just like the power to be able to rock Iman Shumpert. I think Iman Shumpert might be a tough guy though, considering he really
It's a tough smack.
I know.
And the intent, like you have the ball. Like, Okay.
I think the funniest part is Draymond just doesn't care afterwards.
No.
He just walks off.
He does not give a singular fuck.
I know. Oh, I remember this one. I actually really like this clip. If we take it step by step, maybe like to you may not look like too much, but to me this is some clean wrestling in jiu-jitsu right here.
He takes down a 7-footer.
He does take down a 7-footer. Like they both get on the ground. He has.
Then he grabs.
He has, it looks like, control of his legs. I mean, so as they're both getting up, he has his hand on Anthony Davis's knee there, so he can force them both back onto the ground again.
And then he trips him back over.
Yeah. So he basically is able to like roll with them. He still has the hook over his leg, control over his leg, so he can get the top position. And as we see here, you know, he's scrambles.
And then he rolls back over.
Yeah. He's
athletic. That's a very athletic move, I feel like.
I know, that's good wrestling, and he has good control here. This would be just like if they were in an MMA setting, this would be good ground and pound type situation. Yeah, I mean, he has the control over, he had control on his legs there, and he would have control over that foot there. So I think that's just a beautiful takedown in general by Draymond. And it just seems that he has natural like wrestling and grappling abilities. So yeah,
pretty good move.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa! I'm not sure what went on there.
Another kick to the.
That one just looked like a kick.
Yeah, it was just another illegal strike. Oh my god! Oh, is this the? Yeah, this is the flying knee.
Yeah. Oh my god!
So not only a grappler, but also a striker.
Is just jumping and kneeing someone like legal?
That is legal.
I mean, he got a pretty. Look at that. That's clean.
That is a very clean flying knee as we take a step.
Right to the chest of Austin Rivers. Doc Rivers' son. It's
that might even be to the liver. That's a really good. That's a good placement.
Right to the side.
I know.
I think that's
the liver being on the right side of the body, and that's Austin Rivers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Austin Rivers is right side of the body. That very well could have been a liver shot, and I think that's just beautiful placement by Draymond. Obviously, his hand being up in the sky, maybe not the greatest. What you should be doing with your hands afterwards, you probably should be grabbing onto the guy. But yeah. I mean, I see no issue. That's just a great flying knee by Draymond Green.
Great basketball move.
I mean, it's clearly effective. It knocks the guy down, and he's holding his side. So I mean, it did some damage.
I mean, it did some work. Oh wow. He hurt his Lord and Savior LeBron James.
I know, and them being friends, I think this one's crazy.
Yeah. There's not much there. I don't feel like.
No, the only thing that could be said is maybe once again Draymond's just raw strength as an athlete.
I don't think there's too much on that one. I think that's just.
I think the scrap afterwards. I think this one maybe not exactly at first there was much, but so if we look.
Good old regular charge.
As we look, like as he's getting up, like let's say like he got knocked down, right? From the charge, or like he was.
Oh, but he's grabbing the leg.
Yeah, he has that underhook underneath his leg there.
You see his eyes?
I know.
He's looking with intent.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he knows he's trying to set up a takedown here. If it wasn't for the other guy behind him pulling him back up, he would have had that takedown. He would have had top position, maybe going into full guard or half guard, and he would have been able to get, the dominant position and start bashing Aaron Gordon's face in.
Yeah.
So I think that's another. Once again, going back to his grappling, that's just really great right there.
Okay. This one was crazy. I still remember this one.
So Domantas gets knocked down and. Wow.
I love the little like Super Mario hop
after
stomping
I know.
on it. Like he stomps and then he just hops like an absolute like cartoon character.
I know.
What happened to this?
I'm not exactly sure on this one.
Oh man.
Oh wow, was that his elbow?
Straight elbow.
I know. Yeah, it's a
straight elbow.
That's a clean elbow strike to the. I mean, like if you're kind of like a back elbow, clean elbow strike to. Who is that? Cannot tell. Yeah, it's
oh my god.
Another takedown by Draymond.
Who is he fighting?
I'm not even
Not
sure.
Bradley Beal, was it?
Draymond has a lot of fight clips.
I didn't realize,
there's
like,
whole
how many he
compilations.
has.
I know.
No, I don't. I saw John Wall later. I think that's Bradley Beal.
I don't want to see the.
Wow, he just takes him down.
I know he's.
Yeah, that is Bradley Beal.
Yeah, I mean he's able to just get Bradley Beal off balance, and then he's able to kind of just rush him down onto the ground.
I think he just uses his force, and then kind of just.
He does know how. He definitely knows how to use momentum, which is as far as grappling and like jiu-jitsu and like wrestling, like all that stuff. Like using momentum's a big part of that, and I think Draymond does have a really good understanding of using his weight and to his advantage, and you know, using momentum to his advantage. I mean, yeah.
No, it's definitely an entertaining clip.
Yeah.
A real fight there.
That was another one I was looking for. I was like, why isn't that in the new?
Man.
Yeah, the clip that first started everyone's questions about Draymond as a fighter. Draymond in practice.
This is just a legendary clip.
I know.
There's nothing else to it.
Just, you know, Draymond and his teammates having a good all time, right?
He kind of just punches him for no reason.
I know.
Like, it just kind of comes out of nowhere.
It's not even saying anything to him.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and that was, I heard Jordan Poole was, like, knocked out afterwards. I'm not sure if that was true or not.
It's just out. Like, if you just slow it down, like...
Yeah, here we can... So we get the initial initiation by,
looks like Draymond's talking some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just knocks his ass. Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's only there for a few seconds, but that's a fast hand in one frame. His hand is already basically at his face. I know it's a bit blurry,
It looks
but
like Jordan Poole's not even expecting it either.
I know. Kind of just came out of nowhere.
Do you think that's a good punch?
That's a really good Superman punch. Usually, like, you're not going to do just, like, throwing, like a jumping punch like that. You do it when your opponent isn't suspecting it, I guess. Like, you throw some other strikes and then you throw that in to, like, mix it up type of
I think
thing.
it worked there. I don't think Jordan Poole expected that.
No, and that's a perfect implementation of it, actually. And I mean, it clearly was effective as, you know, Jordan Poole gets knocked down to the ground. He's like somewhere over here.
I'm wondering if he keeps punching him or if like Jordan Poole's just out.
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of the clip that started it all. I do think that was a pretty clean Superman punch. We haven't seen too many clips of Draymond's hands, but I mean that was pretty solid.
He just lunges at him.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great punch.
Great utilization also of his reach. Like, you know, we talked about earlier, him having an 85-inch reach. That's just unheard of.
He
So,
kind of winds up with his momentum.
Yeah.
I think, like, and then, like you said, just like him utilizing his reach.
Yeah.
Using all, what was it, like 7'1"?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
I know. And then we got one last clip to take a little look at.
This might be my favorite one.
It's definitely the most high def one so far.
On COVID Mike Boy.
We got Draymond trying to set up a headlock into maybe a rear naked choke. I'll let the clip play out before I do my breakdown of this one.
My favorite part is that Clay is just smiling at what Draymond's doing.
I know. I think this is probably the best angle that we got as we take it like kind of frame by frame. So
hell of a headlock.
I kind of was thinking that at first, but the more I watched it, Rudy Gobert does have a lot of space in between Draymond's, like, I know it might be a little hard to tell, but there is like a good amount of like space like in between all of that. Like Draymond didn't fully put him in the headlock position to set up the choke. It is just generally like you can, I don't know, it might be a little hard to tell, but there is space like in between like his bicep and Rudy Gobert's neck.
Okay. There is?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like at different parts, you can kind of just see like.
My favorite part is that Rudy Gobert is like not contesting whatsoever.
I know, and considering he's had the jiu-jitsu experience, it's very surprising.
He's just like half a foot taller than Draymond Green is, I think.
I mean, you could like Rudy Gobert is kind of like freely like moving his head, sort of. I mean, there is it is tight, but there is space. Like, I mean, like obviously, like right there's space in between, and that's kind of just how it was throughout. So I think it was definitely a decent attempt. Draymond could have put him into like a more of a. He could have done it tighter. That is probably the biggest one to start. His hand placement was another. Usually how you want to finish the choke is you have your hand on your bicep and then your other hand on top of the other guy's head or his shoulder, and then you kind of are cranking. Or you have your hands in what's called a gable grip, which is your hands connected like this, and then you're cranking down like this.
Okay.
And so Draymond doesn't exactly have the right hand placement, and maybe that's why it's not as tight. You can see like that's a lot of space as well. And so, I mean, it was definitely a decent attempt. I mean, it's probably one of the first ones he's ever done. And it's solid for that, but...
I think he's got him in there for quite a while. Though.
He does. It's an okay rear naked choke. Like, that's the choke he's setting up, basically.
Got it.
I don't know, I guess I could do a demonstration or something, but in like that.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Wait, just cut to it. Like, just cut to that.
Yeah, and so yeah, that's the final clip that we have of Draymond here. And so yeah, I mean, that's all of his skills now probably analyzed. I think I gave an alright take on some things. I'm no expert, of course. I've only had one amateur fight, but I mean, I feel like I know a decent amount.
Yeah.
And so, what are any conclusions? Like, what are you thinking?
I think that he's definitely fit for it. I think, like you said, I think he just needs a little bit of training. I think he needs a little bit of guidance, obviously.
Yeah.
I think, some of the illegal moves that he has with the eye poking and the kick to the groin and whatnot. I think those are things that he's definitely got to work out before he goes pro.
Yeah.
But I think he's on the right path. He just needs a little bit of guidance. Yeah. And
I think, I mean, obviously he hasn't been performing that well in the NBA right now. I think this could be another career option he could look into. He's still he's in his 30s, right? He could still fight if he really wanted to.
I mean, I think if he keeps playing the Warriors keep playing the way they are right now, he might have to consider that career change.
I mean, if Jake Paul is offering $10 million to fight,
I would take it.
It's definitely an offer. I mean, it's an option for sure.
You cannot turn that down, I feel like. And so I'm all for it. I think Draymond should at least consider it.
Mm-hmm. And do you think you learned a thing or two about MMA today?
I did, yeah. I will definitely be tuning into the next fight. 100%. I don't know. I'm kind of terrified after that headlock. I'm not gonna lie, but I definitely learned a thing or two, so I will be tuning into the next fight for sure.
All right. Well, let us know what you guys think of Draymond's his chances in MMA. If you guys have your own opinions or not, what do you think of his skills? And let us just comment down below, and make sure to check out our other videos. We have a few other tier list videos up right now, and subscribe.
Sir, this is Mac and Trevor from Beyond Sidelines. We will see you next time.